rallying and leading the way for the past year or so, just kind of flying higher. And so this is a good sign. The more gold moves up, it actually tells us we're getting, I think, closer to an economic reset, a financial reset. And gold is kind of that global barometer where everyone around the world sees it as a way to store value and to keep your money out of the banking system because they could go bankrupt. And that's why physical gold, I think, is doing well, is because people are they're preparing for what could be another big, market correction. And there's a lot going on with big money or big gold, physical gold moving to the States. I think that's got people rattled as well. So I like gold. I like it much more than silver. I like it a lot more than miners. Gold, physical gold is the play right now.
U.S. President Donald Trump's latest tariff threats have ignited another gold rush, propelling the safe haven metal to new heights and bringing the glittering $3,000 milestone into view. As of 2023, the global market size for precious metals is valued at approximately $250 billion, and it is projected to reach around $370 billion by 2032, with a compound annual growth rate of 4.3%. Several factors drive this robust growth, including increasing demand from emerging markets, heightened investment interests, and technological advancements in industrial applications. Prominent technical trader Chris Vermeulen believes the gold rise signals a potential financial reset and is a global barometer of uncertainty. Yet, he argues that investors turn to gold as a safe store of value outside stocks, real estate, and banks. While reflecting on recent performance, Vermeulen notes that physical gold is strong, indicating investors anticipate a market correction. When asked about reports of increased gold imports into the U.S., Vermeulen acknowledges that there have been discussions about the U.S. moving large amounts of gold from the U.K., which he says has been left with depleted reserves. The London Bullion Market Association also reported on Friday that the amount of gold stored in London vaults fell 1.7% month-on-month to 8,535 metric tons, worth $771.6 billion in January, due to a rush in shipments to the United States. The Bank of England, which is second only to the New York Federal Reserve as a top global custodian of the precious metal. Meanwhile, gold inventories on the U.S. COMEX exchange, a major market for trading gold, silver, and other metals, have almost doubled since the end of October. Regarding the importance of physical metals in crises, Vermeulen recalls a Canadian internet outage where silver rounds were used for gas. Now, we present the clips of Chris Vermeulen's insights from his recent interview. Before we continue to discuss this, please subscribe to our channel and activate the bell icon for timely updates.
And gold to me is kind of the ultimate play at this point when we're in a late stage of a stock market where I think the stock market and the economy getting very close to a top. This is when we see gold come to life, and gold has been rallying and leading the way for the past year or so, just kind of flying higher. And so this is a good sign. The more gold moves up, it actually tells us we're getting, I think, closer to an economic reset, a financial reset. And gold is kind of that global barometer where everyone around the world sees it as a way to store value and to get out of the stock market, to get out of real estate, and to keep your money out of the banking system because they could go bankrupt. And that's why physical gold, I think, is doing well, is because people are they're preparing for what could be another big, market correction. And there's a lot going on with big money or big gold, physical gold moving to the States. I think that's got people rattled as well. So I like gold. I like it more than everything else in the precious metal space. I like it much more than silver. I like it a lot more than miners. To me, gold, physical gold is the play right now. I don't dive too deep into those big moves when it comes to like big money shuffling around. I mean, the markets are somewhat rigged, right? And there's a lot of manipulation going on. And there's a million conspiracy theories around pretty much everything, especially in the United States and around gold. So I don't know how to gauge it. I try not to go too deep because it's a dark rabbit hole and it can consume you. All I know is it seems kind of fishy. And I think it means something's coming down the line that we don't know, whether it's tariffs or something to do with gold or currency, or I don't know. But it has, I think it's all we need to know is it's a warning sign that there's something going on. The U.S. wants gold, physical gold in their country. And to me, it's a warning sign, meaning something's up and you've got to own gold. So I'm not sure how to really look at it other than People want their physical gold, and because they believe something, they don't trust it where it is now, or they want it in their hands. So I think it's the United States themselves bringing physical gold over to store it. So I don't know what it's about. All I know is there's a lot of physical gold shuffling around, and countries are loading up on it, not so much the individuals, as you said. And so I think that just goes to show if leaders in countries are starting to stockpile it and reshuffle it around so it's on their own ground, that is a sign that I think they see chaos coming. And I mean, the perfect example for the power of precious metals is few years ago, we had the internet go down in Canada. There was only like a handful, like 5 internet providers, and Rogers, the biggest one, pretty much powers almost everywhere in Canada. It went down, and I had to go in town to find internet so I could do a morning report for my subscribers. And it's funny because as soon as the internet goes down, the only thing that has value, or the only 2 things that kind of have value, is like physical metals, because you can't use the internet, and then like obviously weapons, force, Bitcoin, crypto, none of that stuff works when the internet goes down. And I would think we're going to be more so if war and difficult times ever hit. I mean, the internet's probably going to have problems. We're going to have like power outages. We're going to see all kinds of, who knows, EMPs, electronic magnetic pulses, all of these things. So physical metal is such like the old barbaric way of storing value. Like all I think is like horses and castles, right? But it really is the ultimate thing. When push comes to shove, gold and guns is really where it's at.
Seasoned investor Chris Vermeulen discusses silver's performance since 2023, while emphasizing its volatility compared to gold. He explains that silver can deliver strong gains, but tends to shake out short-term traders due to its erratic price movements. The gold-silver ratio is back above 90, underscoring the view that gold may continue to outperform in the near-term outlook. Sentiment seems to suggest that silver prices could continue to rise this year, according to a survey from Bullion Vault. While Bullion Vault itself doesn't make commodity price forecasts, it does survey its customers twice annually to gather their views on where gold and silver prices could go. Despite silver's potential to reach $35 to $37 in the short term, Vermeulen sees gold as the safer play. He warns that silver could face steep corrections, similar to 2008, dropping by 30 to 60%, whereas gold would hold its value better. For investors, he suggests prioritizing gold now and accumulating silver later when it appears significantly undervalued. Let's get back to the interview.
Yeah, I mean, if we take a look at the silver over the last couple of years here, from 2023 on, it's had a really nice move. As you mentioned, yeah, it's similar. It's had a series of kind of rallies and pauses. We've had a rally up, a big pause, another rally. We're kind of in a big pause. Now, silver is a lot more volatile. It's a noisier, it's an uglier chart. It works well when you're on the right side and it takes off, but it's a chart will shake you up. If you're a short-term trader trying to get in and out of precious metals, silver make you pull your arrow, but it does perform exceptionally well. Gold typically kind of leads the way. And then we'll see silver kind of kick in usually a little bit later. Now, when we zoom out, obviously on silver long term, it's nowhere near the highs that we've seen in the past. It has definitely turned a corner. It was out of favor for a very long time. And really 2020 is when it kind of came to life. It's carved out a bottom and it's building a launch pad to go higher. I think we could see silver go back up to about 35, maybe even like 37 and a half, somewhere in there potentially over the next month or so. But overall, it is a real volatile one. I think the safer play is gold, simply because I do think we're going to eventually get into a market reset, a financial reset. And I do think we'll see precious metals get into a little bit of selling, and gold will hold up way better than silver. So I think from an investor standpoint, gold is the play to be in. It has upside. It's going to hold its value a lot better. And then if and when, which I think it's more so when we have a market financial reset, then everything's going to reprice a bit. Silver is very volatile, so it will actually correct severely. It could be 30, 40, 50, 60%, like it did in 2008. And then you've already, gold will hold its value a lot better, but then you can invest in silver and accumulate and start stacking it at a really good rate. So to me, with what's going on in the world, I think gold's going to hold up the best, has more upside and a lot less downside. and silver becomes the investment later when it's more or less feels like it's on sale at a sharp discount.
Minus some small drops, the price of gold has steadily increased for much of the last year. With all of the factors that historically drive the price of gold prevalent now, there's a high likelihood that the price of the metal will continue its upward movement in 2025. If gold begins to outperform the stock market, then this bull market has the potential to accelerate. With rising demand, increasing imports, and economic uncertainty, how high can gold go and what key factors will drive its movement? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. If you find this video informative, don't forget to support our channel and turn on notifications to stay informed about our latest videos.